Hey guys, hope you're doing well. So we're going to continue our tutorials on drawing and trying to keep our brains out of what we're doing, not overthinking what we're doing so that we can make more realistic images. So going to jump over to my document camera, going to go to full screen so you can see everything you need to see. You can see the drawings from the previous where we kind of talked about a cylinder and created a cylinder. In this one, we're going to create a cube shape. So again, I'm going to show you kind of some mistakes that I see students make when they're drawing a cube. So I'm going to start by creating what would be the base of my cube shape, or actually it's going to be the top of my cube shape. And I'm going to do that by drawing a parallelogram, or kind of a diamond shape. Now, here's kind of a tricky part that I see students run into frequently. I'm going to draw some lines that come down from this cube shape. And I'll show you the mistake that I see students make frequently. And this is where your brain, again, kind of gets in the way. So we imagine that this cube shape is sitting, again, on that flat surface. So the bottom of this cube, we imagine, should be a straight line. And if you look at that, you can see something doesn't look quite right. Something about this cube is not correct. So let's draw another cube shape and let's make this one correct. So again, I'm going to start with that diamond shape. And just like with the cylinder, the wider you make your diamond shape, the change in the perspective will be different. So I'm going to make two different diamond shapes here. I'm going to make one that is what I would say is maybe long and skinny. Very important when you make this diamond shape that these lines, so the opposite lines, these lines and these lines are parallel with each other. Otherwise your box won't look quite right. So we've got this diamond shape. I'm going to draw parallel lines now, and this is where this is kind of a rule for this that I'm going to explain now. So this parallel line, when I draw my other parallel lines that are parallel to this first one, I want to make sure that these lines are the same length as this line, which I could bring a ruler over, but I'm kind of going to use my eyeball. So I want this line to be the same length as this line. And then again, with this line here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try to make it the same length. So you'll notice that there's not like these other ones, the problem was that these lines were all kind of ending at the same base for that. These are all different, you can see. So now I'm going to draw some more lines to kind of finish this up. And what's important is that this line here is parallel with this line that's on the top. And then this line here should be parallel with this line that is opposite it as well. So you can see I've kind of created a box shape there. I'm going to do another one that's going to make it look like we're kind of standing over the box. So I'm going to make that initial parallelogram wider, as you can see. And I'm going to draw those parallel lines again. I'm going to make this one a skinnier box. So I'm going to make this a short line there. And then again, same rule applies. I just want to make these lines the same length as that first line that I'm choosing to draw there. And do the same thing up here. So I'm going to draw a line that I'm kind of estimating with my eyes is the same length as these other two lines. And then I'm just going to connect those, keeping in mind that the line that is opposite this line should be parallel to it. And same thing here. So this is my guideline. It should be parallel to this line. So again, now you can see this box, it looks like I'm kind of standing over it so that I can look down on the top of it. Just a slight difference to it. I'm going to show you two more little tricks that are kind of cool with when you're drawing a box like this. So again, I'm going to imagine like with my drop shadow here, I've got some kind of a light over here. I'll draw my light, shining light on these shapes. And I want to create a drop shadow for this box. So that light is creating a drop shadow here. I'm just going to draw some lines that would be, if I'm a ray of light, they're kind of parallel with that ray. And I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm imagining that ray of light, and I think that the drop shadow line would be here. So I've got my drop shadow line. I'm going to control my shading, coloring it up nice and close to that box. And then I would fill in the rest of this space. I want to try to keep my shading even so that, if I was really taking my time with this drawing, I would come back and make sure that you can't see any of the streaks that my pencil is currently making. I really want to blend that out. And same thing I would say with this this outer shape here. Uh, so yeah, so there's a little drop shadow for that box. It kind of makes it look more three-dimensional. And then I'll show you one last trick on this guy. So let's say that I want this box to be hollow or empty on the inside. I'm going to draw a line that is the same length as these other three lines from this corner. It's parallel with these other three lines, so it's about the same length. And then I'm going to draw a line that's going to, I would imagine, connect this, but I'm going to stop here. This is the edge of the box. I'm going to draw that line that comes straight over, and I'm stopping where the edge of the box is. I'm going to do the same thing here. So it's parallel with this line, and I'm going to stop when it touches what would be the edge of that box. And now I've kind of created an empty box that I could put, kittens or cans in. You could decide. And there's a little tutorial on how to draw boxes and how to keep our brains from getting in the way. Thanks for watching.